So we just got the draft and WWE already ruined the whole thing. Excuse me, what? Free agents after a draft? You know, it makes sense now. Dolph Ziggler and Mustafa Ali can job on both brands. I feel like WWE set the expectations way too high. This draft is going to change the game. And they're already breaking the rules. Wasn't the whole point of the draft is to make sure that we have an actual brand split, and you're already breaking it? I mean, they introduced a new championship and all. What's the point of this? And I was generally disappointed with the show as well. They followed the same format that we all collectively hate. They just came out and announced the draft picks. The only difference being now we got legends announcing these picks, which was a great surprise. But it's like, who picked the superstars? Who's running Raw? Who's running SmackDown? Who's making these decisions? We really need separate authority figures. Since it was Triple H's first draft, my expectations were a lot higher. Let's talk about the show, but before that, a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Wrestling GM, where you can actually prove that you can book it better. Wrestling GM is the best wrestling simulation game in the world. The only game where you can be a business owner, TV show writer, and universe creator at the same time. Pick who fights, who becomes champion, manage each wrestler's career, write your own storylines and feuds, and even create your own wrestlers and companies. Find out why 250k plus players continually keep playing Wrestling GM. The game is very deep and the opportunities to play it are endless. It is the perfect mix of creativity and strategy. You can control and create all the outcomes within the game. I also played this game before on my channel. The playlist of Wrestling GM series is in the description below. Wrestling GM is available on all iOS and Android devices, and there's a link to download the game in the description below. Welcome back to another episode of Greatness of SmackDown, the WWE Draft Edition. Like I've said, I expected more. We got the same shit again, unfortunately. Triple H kicked off this show and he let us know about the rules. These rosters are going to be official after WWE Backlash. You know the deal. Half the roster is drafted on SmackDown, half the roster is drafted on Raw. He didn't talk about free agents though. Man, Ziggler is about to job everywhere he goes. So nothing really changed. No authority figures, nothing. He just announced the draft picks. Obviously, the first pick for SmackDown was Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and Solo Sikoa, without Jimmy and JD Usos. The whole story in this show was that Roman Reigns is playing mind games. For whatever reason, he didn't take the Usos with him because I believe he wants them to prove themselves. He wants them to win these championships, and now we don't know what's gonna happen with the Usos. Probably gonna stay on SmackDown. Cody stays on Monday Night Raw. This is really concerning because now there's a chance he won't face Roman Reigns again, and he will focus on the World Championship, which is a huge mistake on so many levels. You're going to make the championship look like a secondary prize. Bianca Belair is going to SmackDown, Raw Women's Champion. You gotta ditch the show names from championships, man. Call it Women's World Championship and Women's WWE Championship. Very easy solution, and we won't have this problem ever again. Becky is staying on Raw. Nothing changed right here. We see the Usos, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn basically says, don't you see what's happening? Roman didn't even take you with him. We're going to retain these tag team championships, and the Usos disagree. So this was your round one. I think it makes sense. Sometimes you forget that only half the roster is draftable, which is another thing that I don't really like, but whatever. We got LA Knight versus Butch, and man, LA Knight is so over. They don't even need to pipe in fake ass crowd noise during his matches. He's that damn over, and hopefully after the draft my man is getting a push. Thankfully LA Knight won, which is great because I don't remember the last time he won a match. Since Monday Night Raw is a 3-hour show, I really hope that LA Knight is going to Monday Night Raw. RVD and Michael Hayes announced another round of draft picks. That's literally the only thing I liked about the draft. Seeing legends like RVD, which felt really random, and my man looks great. He looks so much younger. The Street Profits are drafted to SmackDown. That's great. I feel like a change of scenery is going to benefit them. I can't be the only one who's kinda tired of the same old. I'm really impressed by RVD's skills. Imperium is going to Monday Night Raw with the Intercontinental Championship. See? Not having a show name on the championship? Great. That's really interesting. I feel like Theory is probably going to SmackDown, right? Gunther was doing great on SmackDown. He's going to do even better on Monday Night Raw. No complaints right here. Edge is going to SmackDown. That's my favorite draft pick. Edge is a SmackDown guy. Always was, always will be. And him ending his career on SmackDown just feels right. I just talked about Edge retiring and now I'm sad. Riddle is staying on Raw. Not sure if I like it or not. I feel like Riddle without Randy Orton is kinda boring lately. And that was your round 2. We see the Street Profits, they're excited to be on SmackDown. Nothing's changed, they still want the smoke. We see Ricochet and Braun Strowman and LWO. Their theme song has an Eddie Guerrero theme song intro. That caught me off guard. I kinda like it. I know some people are going to complain, but whatever is going to get them over, right? I love this faction. Sure, it kinda felt pointless because, again, we're getting a draft, so these matches were just kinda random, but at the end of the day, they were fun to watch. And the Street Profits picked up the first W on SmackDown. How is it possible to botch so hard? JBL announced SmackDown picks, and Teddy Long announced Monday Night Raw picks. Really, Teddy Long, the most popular SmackDown GM of all time, announced Raw's picks? Come on. I'm just nitpicking, I know. It's just funny. I really wish I could be a bit more positive, but this draft it felt just almost as lazy as it did like for the past 5 years. Bobby Lashley is going to SmackDown. Finally, a change of scenery for Bobby Lashley. Ever since he came back to the WWE, he was never a SmackDown superstar, so this is great. Drew McIntyre is going back to Raw. Unfortunately, didn't do that much of anything interesting on SmackDown, but now since we have the World Heavyweight Championship, Drew McIntyre is one of my top picks right now. I forgot about the dude. The OC is drafted to SmackDown. Another great draft pick just like with Edge. AJ is a SmackDown guy. Unpopular opinion though, I always preferred AJ Styles as a single superstar without Carl Anderson and Lou Gallows, but I mean, for each their own, right? The Miz stays on Raw. I feel like that's a bit unfortunate, you know. I feel like Miz is also one of these guys who's so synonymous with SmackDown lately after 2016. It feels like nothing is going to change with The Miz, and a change of scenery would have been appreciated. So that was your round 3. So when it comes to the draft picks, I can't really complain that much, right? It makes sense, it freshens things up. I like that Edge to SmackDown, AJ to SmackDown. It's just that this whole free agent thing kind of ruined the whole thing for me. Then we got Zelina Vega versus Sonya Deville, which was a pretty short match. After the match, we saw Rhea Ripley with the attack, but Zelina Vega stays on top. I feel like it's going to be a pretty interesting match. I know Rhea is winning, it's pretty obvious, but Zelina Vega getting a championship match on a pay-per-view, that's really new. I like that. We see the OC, but before they said anything, we got the Viking Raiders. AJ says, there's more of us. The OC, do your thing. And we got a brawl between the Viking Raiders and the OC, in which the OC stood tall. AJ says this is just the beginning. Really missed AJ Styles. Really missed AJ on SmackDown. Love it. D-Generation X announced more draft picks. Damage Control drafted to SmackDown. Good. Shinsuke is drafted to Raw. Another draft pick I wanted to see for years now. He was never on Monday Night Raw. We got the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions drafted to SmackDown. Shawn Michaels was having a really bad day. Because you see, NXT's Women's Champion Indy Hartwell got drafted to Raw. My man has to make a lot of decisions now. And that was your round 4. Not sure why they drafted champions, but I guess they're gonna lose these titles before they get actually drafted, you know, after Backlash. Shinsuke Nakamura got attacked by Karrion Kross, so I can only assume Karrion is going to Raw too. Hopefully, because my man is doing nothing. 3 hours might be good for him. We finally got the main event. Undisputed Tag Team Championship rematch. So this was a very fun match, but unfortunately, it actually achieved almost nothing. The match was great. Paul Heyman told Solo to take care of business, but he got attacked by Matt Riddle. The match continues. Like I've said, the quality of the match was great. I can't complain. I'm just saying nothing really changed. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn retained the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. I wish we got some overbooked shit and we would actually get 2 separate Tag Team Championships, but whatever. The only thing this achieved is that Roman is angry at the Usos. And maybe he'll keep them on Raw. We'll see. That's it. I don't know, man. I don't know. Laugh at me all you want, but I feel like having superstars from Raw and superstars from SmackDown facing each other, winner gets some draft picks, computer, all that shit. That was better. I know it's goofy, but that was better. But anyway, people, that was your Friday Night SmackDown. That was your draft. Happy with the draft picks, disappointed with the delivery. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe I'm being a bit too negative right here. And sorry for this video being a bit late. And I'm still getting used to it. Man, hospital effed me up. Thank you for watching this video, The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.